Hi, thanks for coming to my channel. This is Midnight Moon Tarot and I'm Diana. This reading is for the astrological sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, or anywhere in your birth chart that Sagittarius might appear. Also, if you're new to my channel, I'd like to take just a second and invite you to subscribe and click that little bell so that you're sure to be notified whenever I upload new content. Also, in the description box below, you'll find links to my social media, my Patreon, my PayPal, and links to some really cool things on Amazon I think you guys will like. Okay, so this reading is for mid-March 2020, keeping in mind that all tarot readings are timeless. So whether you come across this reading right after I upload, a week, month, or even a year from now, if you feel drawn to watch it, most likely you will find a message for you within the reading. Also, if it doesn't completely resonate with you, keep in mind that this is a generalized reading, and just keep what resonates and disregard the rest. Every sun sign has approximately 30 days in it, and the planets are always in motion day to day, even hour to hour. And this is why it's so important to know your other planetary placements that I mentioned at the beginning of my video intro, because if you do, you can listen to your other signs and receive additional messages. Okay, with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this reading and calibrate these cards to the astrological sign of Sagittarius and ask our angels, guides, and ancestors for any love messages for Sagittarius for the month of mid-March 2020. Spirit, what love messages do you have for Sagittarius for mid-March 2020? Spirit, what love messages do you have for Sagittarius for mid-March 2020? Spirit, what love messages do you have for mid-March for Sagittarius? Messages do you have for Sagittarius for mid-March 2020? One more time, guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and divide these into 3 stacks, okay? All right. Okay, the card on the bottom of the deck is the 7 of Swords. I don't like this little guy here. This 7 of Swords is the card that is the overall energy for this reading. It may pertain to you. It could be somebody you're dealing with. It could just be just the general feel for the reading. But the 7 of Swords, I've got a hair in my eye. The 7 of Swords talks about somebody who is a sneaky person, a liar, a manipulator, a thief even. And, you know, even if they're not materialistically a thief, they can spiritually and emotionally be a thief. They are robbing you of your choice of whether you would do something or participate in something or be involved in something had you actually known the truth of what it was. It's somebody who hasn't been honest with you. This is a person who actually really, really takes pleasure in knowing that they've been sneaky and getting away with it, okay? All right, so for those of you who are new here, I do 4 rows. The first row pertains to you, what you may have recently dealt with in the past, what's currently going on in your current situation, and things that are coming towards you, whether it's opportunities, people, love interest, things like that. The second column is your partner. Same thing, only it's for your beloved twin flame, soulmate, karmic partner, divine counterpart. This could be an ex that you still feel those really strong bonds with, and you really crave that connection with that person again. Usually it's the person that you're thinking of when you wake up in the morning and the last person you're thinking of when you go to sleep at night. The third column has to do with fears and anxieties, and it's our obstacles and challenges that we need to overcome. Okay, and the last column is outcome. Now I have 4 columns here, and I just put 2 cards in each column for 8 cards. I'm going to do this two more times for a grand total of 24 cards. By the time we get to the end of the reading, generally we have a little storyline there that you can relate to. All right, so we have the Page of Wands as well as the Two of Swords. So you could very well be dealing with an air sign, or you may be taking on the persona of an air sign. You could have a lot of air in your chart, but this is the time for you to speak up about things that are on your mind, things that you want to create and manifest coming into your life. When you have the Two of Swords, you want it to be fair. You want there to be peace and a truce. You don't want this clash going on. You want that equilibrium and that balance. This card relates to New Moon and Libra, and so you're always looking for that fairness. You don't want to take advantage of anybody or a situation, and you don't want to be taken advantage of either. This is why she's wearing this blindfold, because she doesn't want to see all the pretty little things that may distract. They want to listen to logic and reason. You know, it's even like Spock with this, why did he do it like this? I mean, you have these little swords here. They're very logical. They want to make sure that whatever they're doing is fair and it's the right thing to do. You don't want it based on whether somebody's pretty or it's really truly what you want to happen, even if it's not the best thing to happen. You are looking for the optimal outcome in this situation, and it's time for you to speak up about what it is exactly that you do want. Now, your partner most likely could be an air sign, particularly a Libra, and the Empress talks about new beginnings, beauty, art, creativity. This is someone who, you know, has a sense of even fertility about him. You can see the Empress here is a very expectant mother here. And even if it might not talk about actual fertility bringing a new life into the world, it can talk about brand new situation, brand new relationship, brand new growth that's coming into your relationship. And this is someone that you see as it would be like a trophy kind of person for you to have in your life. You know, if you're a guy, it could be the trophy wife. If you are a female, then you are someone who is seen as the trophy wife kind of person. All right, so in your obstacles and challenges, we have Temperance as well as the Five of Pentacles. So the situation that you may have been dealing with, other than this is a person that's coming in, okay? The other person may have left you with much to be desired. You may have felt neglected and out in the cold and ignored by the person. It doesn't matter what your emotional needs were, they were not being met. These people here you can see are broken and crippled and homeless and sad and depressed, and you know, they're experiencing a lot of sorrow in their life. And again, when you have this little theme here of balances, you know, you want this reciprocity. You want this give and take between the two. You want things to be where you give as much, you receive as much as you are giving in a relationship. Okay. Now your outcome, you have the Moon as well as the Fool. So with all these things being revealed, and here you go, we have the Seven of Swords here. There may have been things, you know, like in the scriptures, it talks about all the things that are done in the dark come into the light. And you can see with this moon, it's an eclipse. So if you've ever watched an eclipse, and most of us have, when the Earth's shadow crosses the moon, it's really dark and kind of eerie and scary feeling and stuff. It's kind of very weird. There's a lot of things going on in the dark that we're not aware of. But as that shadow passes and the moon is illuminated again, it's sometimes like broad daylight. The moon is so bright after such darkness, and the things are being exposed that have been secrets and have been kept from you. You're finding out and you're seeing things for what they actually are. So this is enabling you to go, F it. I'm going to start over. I'm going to have this new beginning. I'm going to move forward in my life. Whatever happens, happens, because you're an optimistic person, and you are always wanting the best in life and projecting that out into the world, and therefore that is what you're going to be attracting to your life at this point. You've had enough of the disappointments and the aggravations of the person that is that you have previously dealt with or have been most recently dealing with. So in your column, we have Judgment as well as the Nine of Wands. Your partner has Lovers and the Two of Wands. Obstacles and challenges, fears and anxieties, the Sun and the Eight of Wands. And in outcome, we have the Five of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Okay, so with this Nine of Wands, this is you. You know, you've been dealing with all this garbage, so to speak, from your past. It's leaving you maybe feeling a little defensive. It might make you feel like you're waiting for that other shoe to drop. Like if you go into a new relationship, you may feel as if, you know, I've been done dirty before, I'm probably going to be done dirty again. I'm going to, you know, make sure. You've got to be able to relax and realize that that judgment, those feelings should be on this person from your past that you had found these things out about with. You can't judge the new person in your life or the new person that will be coming into your life by the sins of the person who preceded you. They're not that person. This new person that's coming in is someone that's going to add value to your life, okay? And so with your new person that is stepping in, you have the Two of Wands as well as Lovers. And even though there may be struggles here, just like you have these two wands here, and he's struggling with the decision of where he wants to go in life and is imagining the future that they have, with you as their person, with you as their empress and their love of their life, so to speak, you have two lovers, you have two wands. There are difficulties, there's decisions. You know, when you are first with someone, they tend to get, you know, you have this little honeymoon period and then they get on your nerves. You know, that's just an adjustment period. There's, you know, two people coming together can be a very beautiful thing, but there are struggles. Don't wear the rose-colored glasses and think that just because the Lover's card comes up that there's, you know, not going to be any disagreements or things like that. That's normal and natural. Every person is human, and we all have good days and bad days, and you know, our own inner demons that we deal with. So this person, as lovely as they may seem, you know, you're going to look into the situation realistically and try to foresee, you know, what really and truly is important to you, and really value that when you come across this new person. So your obstacles and challenges, you have the Eight of Wands and you have the Sun. Now all of this finding out about this sneaky manipulative person that you've been dealing with is going to come in really, really quick, and you're wondering, you know, when is it going to be my turn? When am I going to receive these blessings? When do I have this new growth and opportunity? Well, you just received the Fool over here in your outcome, and so I'm telling you, it would be pretty soon. It's going to come up pretty soon for you, and when it does, it's going to be like out of the clear blue sky. You won't be expecting it. This will happen quicker than even you realize that it will. Sometimes when you're not looking, that's when you receive the most blessings. So with the Five of Cups and the Queen of Swords in your outcome, you have totally cut off the need for this person who has been lying and manipulating you. When I see her, I saw a meme on the internet somewhere, and it has the Queen of Swords, and she's holding up her swords, and she's holding up her hand, and she's like, come at me, bro. Like, you're not dealing with it anymore. You've heard all the lies and excuses that you're going to hear. You are not going to be mourning over these spilled cups. Well, you know, it may hurt your pride and your ego a little bit because you were deceived and you were taken advantage of and manipulated into participating in a relationship that you otherwise would not have. And, you know, I always say these cups here that are spilled, those, you know, it's poison, it's toxic. You're lucky that they spilled, and you still have these two wonderful, beautiful new cups that are here behind you that this angel of temperance is holding. Okay, so you do have that new love and that new growth that's going to be entering really soon, especially with that Eight of Wands that has shown up in your reading. Now, in your column, in your last column, we have the Two of Cups as well as the Star. Told you so. Okay, and then in your new partner, we see the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Cups. Obstacles and challenges, we see the Six of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Okay, and in your outcome, we have the Worlds, and we have, I always pull forward with Magician. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. All right, those are two additional cards. I always draw a couple extras just for clarifiers at the end. Okay, so we do have that new beginning. We do have you starting fresh. You do see these two cups, these two little vessels here. She's emptying out the old. She's washing herself clean, putting herself out there and making herself vulnerable. It's about new beginnings and that fresh start. This card comes after the Tower, and so it's all about after everything falls apart, there's that new growth, there's that rebirth. Okay, it's happening. And when we have the Two of Cups again, you're being visited by the Two of Cups in this reading. There's been a couple of examples of it. And the Two of Cups is a union that is blessed by this angel. There is that perfect reciprocity. This is someone who equals your devotion and your desires that you have and hope for, your goals that you want for your future and for your life. Now, your partner with the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Cups, they have had many, many, many opportunities of things that were abundant in their life. And it's like, you know, they've had so many opportunities presented to the people. They could have been with anybody. They chose you. They see you as the person that is, like we're talking earlier, that trophy wife kind of thing, or, you know, whether you're a man and this woman is your trophy wife, or you are a female who is perceived as a trophy wife. This is the choice that they are making. They've seen everything that's out there. Not that they were a hoe, but they objectively can observe that you are something that is very valued. Now, in your obstacles and challenges with the Six of Swords and the Eight of Wands, this tells me that sometimes after you've moved away from this previous situation that was so hurtful to you, or really not even hurtful, more humiliating is the feeling that I'm getting here. It's leaving you where you may feel like you are in this cage, like you are in your own mental prison, and you are afraid to step forward, even though this woman with the blindfold on, all the things that she is bound with are, she's bound very loosely. Her blindfold, whatever it is that's tying her up, she has her back up against these swords. She feels the blade, she feels that sharpness that's behind her. Okay, and she's afraid to move forward. She sees that she's putting her toe in this water and testing these waters. You know, water represents emotion, so you may be overcome with fear by this great depth of emotion that you're feeling for this person. But these are just fears and anxieties, and you have to overcome those things. Sometimes the best thing to do is just to break free from those fears and move ahead. All right, so with your final outcome, we have the Wheel of Fortune as well as the Magician. So all along, all the things that have happened, the wheel is turning in your favor, of course, and all of these things that you have wanted so much, like the law of attraction, you have manifested into your life. You have created and manifested, I don't want to say perfect partner, but the partner that is most suited for you, the one that was created just for you is entering your life. Now, the two cards that I always draw for clarifiers at the end, this is somebody who admires you and puts you up on that pedestal. This is you after your healing and you have moved on from this relationship and you realize that there is no reason to be bitter and twisted for the rest of your life. You've done that. You've experienced that. You've done that. You've had love that was not the best for you, and now this person is coming into your life and enabling you to see that there is good after all. Okay, Sag, that's your reading for mid-March 2020, and I just want to tell you guys thank you so much for being here and for all of your subscribes, likes, comments, shares. It means so much to me. I really, really appreciate it so much. And to those of you who have so very generously donated to my channel, I appreciate that more than you guys will ever know. It enables me to continue being here and making these videos for you and helping to maintain and create this little family and community here on YouTube. All right, guys, thank you so much. I love you. Bye-bye.